Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the collection by Chiara Ferragni. I don't know if any of you guys know who Chiara Ferragni is. She's very popular in Europe, specifically in Italy because she is Italian. Let's just say she's basically the highest earning fashion blogger ever. You know, she's one of the rare influencers that actually influences people. But apparently she thinks that she can take her talents from Instagram and from her famous blog, The Blonde Salad, and she can turn it into a legitimate fashion brand. Well, we're gonna see about that. Chiara Ferragni has often talked about how she has felt excluded from the fashion industry. You know, how it's always kept her at arm's length, how people would sometimes look down upon her. There goes that girl with the blog again. She's often been referred to as a Barbie, and when you look at her collection, you can easily see why. Alright then, so let's start off with this first look. So what do I think? Well, I mean, it seems cool enough. You know, the eye at the back is not particularly original, but whatever, it's cool, right? I mean, really, what are we expecting from Chiara Ferragni? Remember, this is an influencer turned fashion designer, you know. This look is very girl about town, you know what I mean? You're going for a night out with your girlfriends, you know, you don't want to dress up way too fancy, you're probably going to go clubbing, you're going to be sweating, you know. Chiara Ferragni, her collection is just a little different, I find, from her own personal style. You'll see that the more that we progress. This collection feels more, I mean, I don't want to use a bad word here, but it feels a little basic. It feels a little basic. It does feel a little basic. All right, you guys. So when I said it was basic, I was not joking. This cheap t-shirt material. And you know, I checked her website, you know, her things retail for like $300. You know, the markup is insane. And you know that her clothing is being made in some sweatshop, you know, over in Taiwan or something. I mean, I guess it's nothing new, right? I mean, Yeezy does it. So many other brands do it, right? They mark up their cheaply made clothing just for profit. I mean, this is capitalism. We all settle for capitalism because there's nothing else we can do, but this is capitalism where people just use and abuse their cult of personality to sell us trash, basically. But then again, as the saying goes, you know, if you're stupid enough to buy it, then I'd be the stupid one not to sell it. So I understand that mentality, Chiara Ferragni. Concerning these looks, oh gosh. I mean, it looks like your neighborhood girl, right? I mean, it looks like, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of, what is her name? It's that YouTuber, that quote unquote relatable YouTuber. She's Emma Chamberlain. Emma Chamberlain. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Let me go over to Emma Chamberlain's Instagram account. I know that I can find relevant looks. Actually, this next look is very much similar to the look that we saw before. I think that the color of the pants is actually more attractive, isn't it? But it still gives off that neighborhood girl, you know. She's not a skater chick, but she kind of likes to dress like a skater chick because she thinks it's cool, right? She tries to act like she's cooler than all the quote-unquote other girls, you know, because she doesn't dress like them, and she's not as girly and as sissy as she is. But you know she's just doing it for cool points. And she's probably doing it because she wants to be, you know, she wants to impress some of the other boys. Oh my gosh, you guys, look what I found. Look what I found. Doesn't this look like something similar that we just saw in these other two looks? For those of you who don't know, this is Emma Chamberlain. She's like this big YouTuber or whatever. She is, like I said, supposedly relatable, you know. But this aesthetic is so Emma Chamberlain. You guys, I just saw her Instagram account. Her first 15 posts are basically this entire Chiara Ferragni collection. I mean, honestly, Chiara Ferragni and Emma Chamberlain should totally do a collaboration. You know, Emma Chamberlain should totally model for her, and you'll see what I mean. Looking at more of Chiara Ferragni's looks. All right, so this is a swimsuit look. Chiara Ferragni is Italian, she loves to travel. She most likely likes going to the beach, she has a beautiful tan. I can definitely see what her attraction is to this look. And of course, it's supposed to be spring, summer, right? So, smart move, I suppose, from a purely commercial perspective. But now, check this out. This, my friend, is Emma Chamberlain. And look, she's actually wearing what seems to be a swimsuit top. And she's got like the same color pattern, the same rainbow pattern in her pants that was expressed in the look before. I mean, this honestly, this is basically the last look, you guys. Alright, okay, so up until this point, this look has to be, what I can say, the best look from the entire collection. Is it particularly original? No, but it's fun, and it does not look like it was super duper cheap, and so it can definitely justify the $300, $400 price range. Most likely still made in a sweatshop. But I mean, if you're going to abuse foreign labor, at the very least, come out with something formidable, right? Don't just sell us some cheap t-shirts and basically insult all the blood, sweat, and tears made by these sweatshop workers that don't get to go to the bathroom, mind you, and basically pass out while they're working, Come up with something like this. Oh, I love this beautiful shine of the blue. You really stand out with this look. It's fun. I'm living for it. It's so fun. And it's also so Barbie as well. Actually, it looks like something my little sister's Barbie doll would wear. Maybe I can try to find something that Barbie has actually worn. Let me try to see if I can find something. Okay, so this next look is basically a variation of the blue, right? Still super cool, like it. I haven't talked about the shoes this entire time. What do I think about the shoes? I suppose they are relatively trendy. This is a pretty trendy collection. You can say a lot about Chiara Ferragni. She may be the world's #1 fashion blogger, but she's not exactly original, right? The shoes... I mean, they look pretty cool. Although I suspect that if you actually saw them in real life, they might actually look pretty cheap. Though, you have to remember that Chiara Ferragni has been working on her shoes for a while. Not just this year, not just last, I think like 3 or 4 years-ish, right? So they're probably not all that bad in real life. Maybe one day I'll buy them, I'll buy them for a friend or something, and I'll just take advantage of the moment and like assess the material for myself. Most likely it might range around $500, $600. For that price, I definitely expect quality. Right, now check this out. Fresh from Emma Chamberlain's Instagram account. Yes, it's important to acknowledge that the color on Emma Chamberlain is much cheaper, it's much tackier. It looks like something that she got off of a costume store, in the Barbie section, right? But the point of including Emma Chamberlain is not to insult her style, even though there's going to be a lot of that going around, obviously, but it's to compare Emma Chamberlain to Chiara Ferragni's collection. I mean, I honestly, you guys, the comparisons were just uncanny. I mean, do they share the same like zodiac sign or something? I mean, are they blood relatives? I mean, obviously, I know there's only so far one can be original in this world where we all shop in the same stores, where we're all influenced by the same influencers. Instagram was supposed to be this whole thing, right? Where everybody could express their own originality, but the more that we use Instagram, the more that we find that everybody looks exactly the same. They're starting to look exactly the same. Instead of people drawing inspiration from many different places, there we all are. This next Emma Chamberlain look, it's not exactly the same as the Chiara Ferragni's, but it still has the same leather, it still has the same shiny material, except this one is covered in labels. One thing Emma Chamberlain and Chiara love is labels. They are label whores. My friends. Although I have to say, this Emma Chamberlain look, it actually looks pretty cute. I love the shoes, I love the bag, it's pretty sexy. All right then, this next Ferragni look. So whereas the t-shirt material, I am positive, was made in some cheap place, this other material, it was probably no, it was probably not made in Italy. It was probably not made in Italy, you guys. Things made in Italy, things legitimately made in Italy are expensive. Did you know, for some of you who do not know, Prada itself, we are talking about Prada. Prada itself now makes its things in China. Now, obviously, they don't license one of those silly little companies, they make counterfeit Nike, right? They've selected their own proper factories. They've trained, the Chinese, and now they put out, proper quality Prada material, Prada products, but it's still made in China. And it's much, 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 much cheaper there. So I would not be surprised if Chiara Ferragni obviously made her things in China. But this look, you guys, this look is pretty cute. This look is pretty cute. Would you pay $400 for this look? If I was a girl, would I pay $400 for this look? Would I pay for Chiara Ferragni or would I pay for Ted Baker? Because I do believe that Ted Baker also has looks like this. And I do believe they are much more affordable. In fact, there's so many more affordable things out there, my friends. Who is this influencer? Who is this woman? What? She thinks that she can just come here and just start, bleeding her pockets dry? What? She thinks just because she's the #1 influencer of the universe, she thinks she can just come here and just bleed us dry? No way, Jose. Very cute look, but not cute enough. And now for the Emma Chamberlain comparison. Uncanny. This is the exact same look, you guys. Granted, it is less fitted with Emma Chamberlain. I do prefer the Chiara looks, but I suspect that Emma Chamberlain got her look in a much cheaper place. I mean, it looks a little cheaper, doesn't it? It definitely looks a little cheaper. But I think that I myself, if I were how old is Emma? If I were a 17-year-old girl and I wanted to look cute in a really sexy kind of way, in a very clueless kind of way, she looks like Cher, doesn't she? Oh my gosh, I love Cher. You guys, I'm so gonna watch that movie again. Clueless, I'm so gonna watch that movie all over again. It was such a cute movie. Emma doesn't look bad. You guys, Emma Chamberlain is not what she used to be a year ago. For those of you who do not know her, her style was the very definition of basic. Emma Chamberlain tried to rip us off even worse than Chiara tried to rip us off. Emma Chamberlain came out with her own clothing line. It was just this cheap, tacky stuff. I mean, there was and she literally put in no effort as far as the design goes. I mean, like she went to Alibaba or she went to one of these things where, you don't have to put too much of your own creativity in place. And apparently, Emma Chamberlain is not all that imaginative. Shocker. You just copy paste and then you just overcharge your followers. Is what these people do. Emma and Chiara think a lot alike. They dress alike, they think alike, they almost look alike. Okay, fine. So they don't almost look alike, but they have a lot of parallels, you guys. And apparently both Emma and Chiara also have a thing for plaid. They have a thing for these patterns, that exact same pattern. I have to say, this look is pretty sexy. Oh, it is sexy. I like it. It is some cross between something that a Gossip Girl character would wear and something that some badass vixen would wear. It's sexy. It's lovely. I love these leather pants, and I love how the light reflects from these leather pants. It's so Europop. It is so Europop. It is the type of thing that you would wear going clubbing, in one of these really bougie clubs over in Italia. Love it. But I still don't love the price tag. I still don't love how overpriced it is, This is Chiara again, She's been excluded from the fashion industry for so long. Now she's trying to stick it to the rest of us, She's trying to make it seem as if she's arrived. Friend, Chiara, what you need to understand, in fact, what you should understand, having participated in fashion for so many years, she's been a decade she's been a blogger. A decade she's been sitting in these shows, You would think that she'd be taking notes, but up until now, her designs are indistinguishable from Target or Zara. I mean, at least Zara is a little cooler, right? I mean, well, not cooler, but a little bit more out there in terms of their designs. The only thing that you can give to Chiara is that her clothing looks relatively high material, relatively high quality, you know? But the pretension of it all, how dare she overcharge us? Alright, so this is the Emma Chamberlain look that I chose to compare. You know what's something else these two love? They love crop tops. They love them, and they love these sort of high-waisted pants as well, you know? They're both reaching for the same aesthetic, you know? This kind of, I don't want to say grunge, but this kind of girl that tries to look like she doesn't care about fashion, but she loves fashion. You know, she's trying to look hip, she's trying to look cool, she's trying to look kind of sexy. Well, maybe not in the case of Emma. In the case of Emma, you see more of a tomboyishness that she's trying to appropriate, you know? But in the case of Chiara, she goes about it in a much more glamorous way. They love this, I'm too cool to care about fashion, but I so care about fashion aesthetic. You know, easygoing, laid back, you know. What do I think about this present look? I'm not impressed. I don't think it's all that cool. You know, and it's, oh my gosh, you guys. Are you gagging? Are you metaphorically rolling your eyes right now? Be careful, you might unscrew them. Do you see that Chiara Ferragni basically made her name into a monogram and spread it all across her clothes? I mean, I think I can like put in other looks like that. Let me go put in other looks like that. Dude, does she think she's Louis Vuitton or something? Chiara, do you know that only works if you're like a reputable brand? Like nobody knows you yet. Okay, why don't you focus on making your products of quality first, and then you can try to sell us your cheap monogram. Alright, so this is the Emma Chamberlain look of comparison. Again, you guys, these looks I'm just getting straight from the first 15-20 posts from her Instagram account. Okay, so since we're closing this video, we're ending this video. You know, basically the only two colors that Chiara is alternating in between are this baby blue and baby pink. I mean, I get it. You were referred to as the Italian Barbie, you know, as the Barbie fashion influencer thingy, whatever. But you don't have to overplay it like this. My gosh, we already have a Barbie, thank you. And you do know that Mattel has their own clothing line. For those of you who are very much inspired by this collection, if you're looking for a cheap alternative, then please go over to the Mattel website or to the Barbie website and just buy, you know, the Barbie tracksuits, the Barbie jackets, because I'm telling you, they sell the exact same things, but they're much, much cheaper. And Barbie is a household name, you guys, unlike Chiara Ferragni. Alright, so this is the Emma Chamberlain look that I've chosen for comparison. It doesn't mesh in too well, but well, it's still the same. It's still the same idea in many ways. The colors aren't exactly the same, but it's still a jacket, it's still a crop jacket, it's still a crop top, still a high-waisted skirt. Let us check out this next look. Well, you know what? Chiara is not the worst. Actually, scratch that. I was gonna say that she's not the worst designer, but then I thought of something. She's not the worst stylist. She's not really designer quality. Nothing that she's produced up until this point proved that she carries any weight as a legitimate designer of any sort. You know, she is a great stylist. That is what Chiara is. She is not a true fashion designer in the true sense of the word. I like these clothes, sure, but I don't really like them as a high fashion brand. She is not a high fashion brand. She is not even a Michael Kors type brand. She's not even midway luxury. She is midway luxury, you know? And I say that due to the price tags. She should price her clothing more or less how Ted Baker prices her clothing. That is her market. Alright, so this is the Emma Chamberlain look that I've chosen as comparison. So Emma is basically the less sexy, less glamorous version of Chiara Ferragni collection, you know. She still has all the essentials, just not as sexy, not as glamorous. And the colors are apparently also very different. Alright, you guys, let's wrap this up because I'm so tired of being bored. Alright, look at this mixture of colors. Oh, are those cartoon characters? Do I recognize those cartoon characters? Anywho, it's just a mix. Do I like it? Not really, not all that much. This next look is more or less the same idea, except much less colors and everything. Yeah, this cheetah print, not all that impressive. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here is the Emma Chamberlain look that I've chosen to compare it to. Again, these two should totally collaborate. They obviously think the exact same way. They're obviously people cut from the same cloth. Here's this next Chiara Ferragni look that I should have added in the beginning. It expresses the exact same idea. Yeah. Alright, you guys, so this is my rating for Chiara Ferragni's collection. In terms of design, I give her 2 stars. Why do I give her 2 stars? Well, simple. Chiara Ferragni has been in the industry for over a decade as a blogger, sitting front row, sitting right next to Anna Wintour, metaphorically speaking. She probably never did exactly that. You know, watching Karl Lagerfeld, interviewing people, all of that. She sucked up all of that, and this is what she produces? Honestly. And for the price tag as well, I'm disappointed. There's a reason why I put her designs, you know, I put them in contrast with Emma Chamberlain to show that Emma Chamberlain herself, if she had access to the funds, if she had access to the resources, if she started her own legitimate company and wasn't so desperately trying to rip people off, she could literally do the exact same collection. And this is Emma Chamberlain. She doesn't know as much about fashion as Chiara supposedly does. She hasn't been sitting front row of all these shows, and she literally dresses like the Chiara Ferragni girl, you know? I mean, if Emma Chamberlain can do what Chiara does, any one of us can do what Chiara does. So I'm not impressed. It is a disappointment. She should go to like Parsons, the new school or something. I don't know. They probably wouldn't accept her anyway. This is the depth of her imagination, my friend. There is no hope for her. Alright then, so this is my rating for her collection in terms of its commerciality. Well, you guys, I'm sure many of her Italian customers will buy her collection. They most likely will. I mean, it's not ugly. It's a little pricey though. And she might be accused of being called a snob. Well, she is a snob, so anyway. In America, do I think this will sell very well? To start with, most people don't even know who she is. And once they do discover who she is, most people will not pay that price for her clothing when they can pay the same things, pay the same price for more reputable designers at the same price. I have suffered enough for one video. Guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. The more you do that, the more that my channel can grow. I truly hope you have enjoyed my little video. Thank you. Goodbye.